Golden Knights, Washington Capitals, Wild, St. Louis Blues, Philadelphia Flyers, Edmonton Oilers, the nightcap in the NHL tonight, guys. Welcome into Puck Time on WagerTalk TV. Andrew, Carmine, and Prez with you to break down three games. Carmine, good morning to you, sir. How are you?
Good morning. I'm feeling great, Andrew. I am feeling absolutely fantastic. Just got back from a doc's appointment. Good news. And then I sent a case of beer, Canadian beer, over to Dylan Larkin for getting that goal with 1 second left in the first period to give me the first period over. God bless you, Dylan Larkin. We have an action-packed show today, guys, and the best bet segment returns. We're doing the Vegas Golden Knights, Washington Capitals, Minnesota St. Louis. Andrew's prop section, is prop segment, which has been putting money in your wallets if you're following along. And then we're going to end it off with Philadelphia and the Edmonton Oilers, the winless Edmonton Oilers. Our best bet segment. And on the show today, we have the legend himself, the Prez. But before we go to him, Andrew, I'm going to go right back to you because I want your thoughts on this Vegas-Washington game, Andrew. And I'm going to mention one thing right out of the gate, Andrew, and I'm not sure if you were going to comment on this or not. Is it going to be goalie revenge tonight? Logan Thompson making his Washington debut against the Vegas Golden Knights, who are a perfect 3-0. Thompson, 25, 14, and 5 last year. 2.7 goals against average, 908 save percentage. It's not very often you have a goalie like that and he ends up on a different team. Andrew, Vegas or Washington? What are your thoughts?
Carm, I love when the hockey schedulers and the hockey gods schedule a game early in the season with this drama. We see it all the time. Look at even the Columbus Blue Jackets' first game in the season against the Minnesota Wild with the head coaching, and then the Maple Leafs playing Sheldon Keefe and the Devils. And there's just all these scheduling spots that they put together early in the season. And, you know, Carm, overall, I think this game and this Washington Capitals team, especially at home, is going to be an under team. And I think the Vegas Golden Knights have proven over their tenure so far as a National Hockey League team that they are a far more electric team scoring-wise at home. Their home and road splits as far as over-unders are noticeable enough for me to mention that I think that they're a lot slower pace. They're a lot better team when they get the matchups that they prefer at home. And when they go on the road, they win a lot more of lower scoring games. And we're seeing 6 here, slightly shaded towards the under. Both tenders played really well for the Capitals last season, but I think this year they really sharpened things up. They've got 2 great goaltenders, and I think we're going to see a real good defensive battle. So not my favorite pick of the night by any means, but I do think the under 6 is a really good play in this one.
All right, under 6. We got to chime in. We're going to go straight to the Prez here. Prez, welcome to the show. Thank you for filling in for me last week. Really appreciate it. And you're back from a mini vacation. I'm sure we'll talk about that a little later in the show. But for now, Caps and Vegas Golden Knights. And Prez, I want to throw something at you. I said this to Brian yesterday, and we talk about teams with fantastic starts. And I mentioned the Vegas Golden Knights, the last 2 seasons, 13-2, their first 15 games 2 years ago, 12-2-1 last year. And they're already off to a 3-0 start. Now, Brian did mention, as far as the Vegas Golden Knights, that it was a good scheduling for them on their first 3 games. First one out of the gates, Colorado, and then he caught a couple teams on back-to-back, St. Louis and Anaheim. Does that factor into it for you? Or do you look at like a stat like that and say, maybe this is going to be another year in which Vegas starts out strong?
Yeah, no, I don't really care how they started last year. That was a long time ago. And I guess ultimately we could end the show talking about the Edmonton Oilers and how they started a couple of years ago, and now they're 0-3. This stuff doesn't factor into any of my handicapping whatsoever. I don't love this game, but I will say that I'm not with Andrew on the under here. I would like to point out that I think Vegas this year is going to be an over team. I think we're seeing this team, and it's similar with, say, the St. Louis Blues. just teams that perennially play to the under year after year after year. And now I think a team like Vegas, St. Louis, I think Nashville is going to be play to the over more than they normally do. I think we're seeing the Vegas Golden Knights identity change. I think they're going to be an over team on the season. And when you look at the numbers now, they've put up 8-4-3. They did only let Anaheim score 1 goal on them, but I mean, Anaheim would struggle to score 1 goal on my D beer league team that plays at 10 p.m. tonight at York University. If anyone wants to come watch, I'll be signing autographs after.
Be
So
careful,
I actually
Prez. Someone might show up. Somebody might. That was a bit specific. That was pretty specific, man. Dropping the location like that.
Yeah, why not? I love my fans. Shout out to Ahmed. He was at Park and Fly yesterday and recognized me. Lots of love, my friend. I like the over slightly in this hockey game, and I lean on Washington here, guys. At the beginning of the season, we have these interesting situations where one team has played 6 games, like the New Jersey Devils, or 5 games, and another team has played 1 game. Here we have Washington playing 1 game. They lost that game against a Vegas team that's played 3. I think this is a good spot for Washington. Now, Washington is going to be a fade team for me most of the year, but it's really about finding the right spots. I'm not getting to the window on this game at all, but you chose it, so I'm forced to speak about it. I would prefer you guys take the Capitals and the over if you had to bet this game, but why? Why even bother? We got lots of better games on tap, but I do lean towards the Capitals and the over.
Okay, so we're kind of split on it. Andrew likes the under. You like the Caps and the over. And I want to take the Vegas Golden Knights, but something tells me the Capitals with Logan Thompson are going to spring and it's not really an upset. If you look at the line is priced pretty much where it should be. Vegas at a short favorite price of -135. And I hate to say it, but that's what the favorite price should be on some of these road favorites in the NHL. 135 is the right price here. You got Washington at home. You're getting +115 on them if you like them. But I'm kind of with Andrew on this one in that I like the under. And the under correlates right back to Washington. And if they can support Logan Thompson in goal, and he wants to beat Vegas Golden Knights, he wants to beat Adin Hill, that they get that they get that result and they win one of those 3-2 type games and it stays under the total. So totals have been a complete mismatch of sorts. I'm going to talk about first period overs in the next game, but for now, Andrew, my lean is I'm with you on it. I'm taking the under in this one, thinking that if Washington wins, they win a low scoring affair. I don't think they want to get into a high scoring affair. I don't think throughout their lineup they're deep enough to get into a high-scoring game with the Vegas Golden Knights. So I'll take the under in this one and throw it back to you.
Yeah, a few moves for them in the offseason offensively, but overall, I agree. I think Washington, if they're going to have success in any game, it's going to have to be a low-scoring game overall. Guys, $5 Tuesdays. I was so used to saying the $5 Tuesday at WagerTalk.com. Carmine, Prez, myself, every handicapper gets the opportunity to list one play for $5. Regular price, $25 for a 3 or 4% play. Regular price for a 5% play is $35. And that's what I have actually tonight is a 5% play. And it's going for just $5 in the NHL. So super excited about that, guys. Cannot wait to get going. But let's jump into the second game. We're going to break down Minnesota Wild and the St. Louis Blues here, Carm. For me, I'll be short and simple on this one. This Blues team is going to be a scrappy team. They're going to be a team that battles, but overall, I don't trust the depth of their roster. I don't like their defensive core. You look at them so far, it's kind of the schedule for them was decent. You got the Kraken, the Sharks, and then the Golden Knights. All 3 games they've been involved in so far have been decided by 1 goal. I don't like that with a team. I want to see them either like dominantly lose or dominantly win. I don't like how they're just kind of floating by. They're in the middle. It's good to see their compete level and they're always in games, but at the same time, giving up 4 goals against the San Jose Sharks team is not very good. And based on me reading Prez's analysis on a free play earlier today, I know you agree with me, Prez. This team, San Jose Sharks, they don't have much offense. So how do the Blues give up 4 goals against them? The Minnesota Wild are, to me, a team that's going to be a bet-on team off a loss. They lost 2-1 against the Jets. Give me the Wild on the road, on the money line. And yes, Prez, I did see your free pick for today, and you were kind of crapping all over the San Jose Sharks. So if the Blues are giving up 4 goals to the Sharks, then I think the Wild can get the job done over them. Do you agree?
Andrew, I mean, listen, again, this is a sports betting show, and I want to give out information on what to bet. Bet another game. I mean, I know you guys put this game up last night, and I did some research on it, but that doesn't mean I could find a bet. I think ultimately, if I had to bet this game, I would bet it under the total. It's 6 on tap. I did mention that St. Louis is going to play to the over this year, and they will. And I agree with you about their shoddy defense, and I agree with you that they are a chippy team. I think Minnesota Wild is a very similar style chippiness, if you will. I think we'll see a 3-1, 3-2 type of a hockey game here. As far as the side goes, I don't know where to go here. I don't know yet how good or bad either of these teams are. Neither of them picked up any kind of major star over the offseason. I need the season to play out a little bit longer than 1 week before I can make an assessment on 2 teams that I really don't have a grip on. I think ultimately Minnesota is going to play to the under all year. St. Louis is going to play to the over all year. And I think it's going to be who dictates the pace tonight. I would take under the total of 6 in this game. But again, I don't love this game. And I know that sucks and that you guys want me to come on here and give out definitive picks. But I'm not going to make stuff up. We're betting hard-earned money here on these games. I would stay as far away from this game as humanly possible. So my apologies, Andrew. And just to make mention, I also have a 5% play up in for the $5 Tuesday, and it is my second college football 5% play of the year. It actually goes on Friday night. A lot of you guys have already taken advantage of the $5 offer, but I have an incredible promo up as well. Do you want me to tell you about it now, Andrew or Carm, or do we have a promo section later in the show?
We'll do it during the best bet segment.
Don't be mad at me that I don't have a definitive bet on either of the games that you've given out.
No,
please.
But listen, it's Lawrence. It's the right approach. I've talked pretty much on every single show that for the first week of the season and maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks, I was going to take a cautious approach. And my clients know my plays have been 1%, 2%, 3% is the max play that I've used. I have no 4s and no 5s because I want to get a feel for the season, and I'm starting to get a feel for season. And I'm on the plus side, of the plays so far, which is great. This time last year, even though I was a little cautious, I was on the wrong side of the ledger, and I was digging a hole of China. So you don't want to get into that boat again. And I'm not going to get into that boat. And I'm feeling good about the NHL season. But if you're not going to bet it yourself, why tell someone to bet it? That is my point. I know a lot of people tune in, or we'll get some comments later on and just give us a play on the game. Well, if I'm not putting my own money on it, why would I tell you to put your money on it? It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. At that point, we can still talk about the game. We can still give you some a feel to how we're looking at it, and then go from there. The idea of the show is for you to get some knowledge and make your own educated decision on where you want to go with a play. Lawrence?
Yeah, so I want to ask you guys a question, and to me, and if you listen to Wager Talk today, I love talking about betting conceptually. I think the listeners learn more about betting strategy, betting style than they do about one particular game. So when I look at the board, like today's board, however many games, 7, 8 games tonight, games jump out at me, and those games are the games that I then dig into and handicap. I don't handicap every game. I did not handicap Minnesota and St. Louis, other than you guys put it up to talk about, so I gave it a quick glance. I did not handicap Washington and Vegas. Unless a game jumps, I'll have 2 or 3 games just stand out, and then I will dig into them. Everything else, I just ignore completely. Are you guys the same, or Andrew, Carm, are you handicapping every single game?
I'll jump in. I agree that I'm very similar with that. However, sometimes the next day I can actually get put on a play by more information coming out. Like, just the more there's plays that are easier to stick out to you, but sometimes, I think it was last Thursday, I believe. I didn't end up releasing Detroit and Pittsburgh over until like 5 p.m. Eastern. I'm not really supposed to be about releasing picks at that time.
Go over?
But the more I looked at it, the more I liked it, the more I saw that 7 of the last times those teams met, it went over, and the matchup and everything. So I agree with you, but I think that it's kind of like there's 3 or 4 that when I'm laying in bed at night or at my desk stick out to me, but then the next day I'll dive into the other ones a bit more. So I agree. Carm, same for you probably, or a little bit different?
Yeah, a little different, but I'm actually looking at, I look a couple days ahead. I use a lot of my free time, to go through the card, give it a first look, go through the card, think about where you think the number should be on each and every game, and then the next day when the lines come out, you look at it with fresh eyes, and you start forming an opinion. And then you, as Andrew says, you look for information that is coming out on the teams, make sure that there's no injuries, and sort of go from there. I want to get back to this Minnesota St. Louis game because I haven't given my thought, and then we have to move on to Andrew's props segment. But my first thought, and it hasn't really changed, is that I like Minnesota in this spot. You have St. Louis coming back from opening up on the West Coast. It was a very good road trip, much better than I anticipated it would be. I thought they would go 1-2. They went 2-1. I thought they'd lose the game against the Kraken, and for 30 minutes, it looked like they were on their way to losing that game, and then a penalty turned that game on its ear. And and then they win that game against San Jose, and they lose a competitive game to Vegas. But now they come home, play a Minnesota team. And when this number opened up, it started to move in. This morning, I looked at it, and it was moving in St. Louis's favor. And St. Louis was -115. Minnesota was -105. And I'm thinking, am I missing anything here? And again, I went through team news, team reporters, making sure I'm not missing somebody who is out. But now the line is starting to this morning. And as I mentioned, and as we say all the time, WagerTalk live lines, absolutely free. Watch the line movements, and the money is coming in on Minnesota. They have gone from -105 and being the dog at -105. They are now +125, and a lot of books have gone to +125 -125 from -105. So the money is coming in on St. Louis, on the Minnesota Wild, which makes me feel better about the fact that I was leaning on the Wild, and then the line moved against me, and I almost second guessed, but the money is coming in on Minnesota this morning, and I'm sticking with what my original pick was. I'm taking Minnesota here, even though it is the Blues home opener. I think Minnesota gets the win. So with that said, I'll segue into it.
I see
props
you.
to me for doing that. Props to me for saying it that way. It's the props. It's Andrew's props segment now. Andrew, you have 3 gems, 3 absolute gems here. 2 of them are plus money. Fire away.
All right, guys, this is the prop playbook. I really like these 3 we selected for today in the massive, massive Tuesday NHL slate. 3 player props, 2 shots on goal, and 1 point prop. Before I jump into it, though, guys, the only promo I'm going to mention today is my first 5% NHL play of the season and my first ever $5 5% play as well. You can get that over at wagertalk.com, wt.buzz/am. Get my favorite play on the board for just $5 today here at WagerTalk.com. But hey, all kinds of free plays as well offered on PuckTime, including these 3 plays. Let's start things off with play number 1. Seth Jarvis from the Carolina Hurricanes, up and over 2.5 shots on goal. You're going to get plus 120 on that. His coach, Rod Brendamore, said, I didn't even recognize my team. I don't know what team was out there, but it wasn't my team in their loss against the Tampa Bay Lightning in their season opener. With that being said, lots of rest for them. They haven't played a game since Friday. I believe Seth Jarvis is a big part of their game plan tonight, and he'll continue his ways with high shot counts. Over 2.5 at plus 120 is a great number and certainly worthy of a bet. Now, Florida and Columbus Blue Jackets, their home opener. It's going to be a very emotional home opener for the Columbus Blue Jackets, of course, with the passing of Johnny Gaudreau and how disheartening that is and how awful that was. I believe this team will get around that. It will be a really big game for them. And also this team has really played very well so far this season collectively. 4 lines rolling, good energy, getting a lot of shot and a lot of great chances. Sean Monahan's a great leader on this team. And for the fact is, he's on the top line. Getting minus 110 for him to get a point tonight is a really good spot. In their home opener, with the energy of the crowd, with all the emotions in the air, I think Sean Monahan will certainly have himself a night. And now, the last play of this 3-pack, we got to go with an Oiler here. I don't know if the Oilers are going to win, guys, but we're going to see a lot more chances created. Zach Hyman coming off a career year last year for the Edmonton Oilers, and a big reason for that, high shot counts for him. We're going to go up and over 3.5 shots on goal for Zach Hyman against the Philadelphia Flyers, who gave up a ton of shots every single game last season. And we're getting plus 140 on this one, guys. 2 great plus money prices and a minus 110 point prop on Sean Monahan. All right, back to you, Carm.
All right, I like those, Andrew. So I've got them written down. I'm going to book them, play them, and see how it turns out, and we'll discuss them on tomorrow's show. Hopefully, it's a 3-0 prop night for you there. Okay, guys, we're going to get into this last game, and I'm going to go to Prez first on this one. But Edmonton Oilers, Philadelphia, the Oilers, minus 235. Unbelievable. They're 0-3, minus 235. Philly, plus 190. The total 6.5, under 15. And I'm going to say this. I'm going to give my quick opinion on this game because I am taking the Edmonton team total. There are things in the NHL early on that you're going to see good teams playing bad to start the season and bad teams that are playing good. It's unsustainable. The Oilers are not a bad team. They're playing bad positional hockey right now defensively, and it's hurting them because they're getting into a hole, and it's obviously hurting their offense. They look pretty good in the last 20 to 25 minutes of that game that they lost against the Blackhawks. They're going to turn it around. I think Philly's the right team to turn it around against. Philly left a lot of ice open for the Flames in that 6-3 loss and could be leaving Alberta 0-2. And when we talk about sustainability, like you look at it, the Colorado Avalanche have allowed 20 goals in 3 games. They're allowing 6.67 goals per game. Do you think that that's going to be the standard for them the whole season? No, it's not. They're going to be better defensively. I think once they get Georgiev out of the net and Annunen between the pipes. But watch these teams, because these are the teams that are going to start to put streaks together, and you want to get on the streak. I'm jumping on it now. I think the Oilers, before they hit the road, get the win. But I'm taking their team total over 3.5 minus 140, and I'll go to Prez for his thoughts on this one.
Yeah, Carm, I'm with you. First, before I give my thoughts, 23 likes, guys. Andrew and Carm do an unbelievable job every day on this video, and they do a ton of research to help you all navigate through the NHL card. So if you don't mind taking literally a second to hit that like button, it would be really appreciated. There's so many competitors on YouTube and so many people doing these type of videos, and ultimately the only way YouTube can discern which one to deliver to a listener is by engagement. Those thumbs up, the talking in the chat room, the commenting once the video goes up, that's how we build a business. So if you don't mind being part of that process, it would be greatly appreciated. Thank you. Okay. 5-1 Edmonton. Every now and again, I come onto the show or I tweet out one of those -3.5 bets. Here it is, -3.5 plus 500. 5-1 Edmonton. I would put a little bit on -2.5 just in case, plus 225. And hey, plus 800 if it's 6-1. And we have a 5-goal differential. This Edmonton Oilers team, come on, man. This is a top 3-5 team in all of hockey. The Rangers, Colorado, Florida, Dallas. These are the best teams in hockey. These teams are very rarely going to lose 4 games in a row. They've just lost 3 games in a row. And not only that, at home against Chicago, against Calgary. I mean, these are horrible, horrible losses. Embarrassing losses. This is like you go to a bar and every woman is a 1 and you still fail. That's the type of loss this is for Edmonton. They're going to bounce back, and Carmine's right. The key is to get ahead of these streaks. Edmonton is a bet on team moving forward. Philadelphia should be a bet against team all year. This team will end up somewhere around 10-12 in their conference. They're not very good, although I do love their coach. So bottom line here, Edmonton -1, -2, -3, -4, blowout.
Italians are lovable. We are lovable. That's what Tortorella is. But Prez, by the way, and Andrew, sorry to jump in here.
I love. What do you like? What kind of sauce do you like on your Tortorella?
Score 5-1. 5-1 exact score for the Edmonton Oilers pays plus 2,200. 22 to 1.
Do it.
I am going to put a pizza slice. My first pizza slice bet of the year on Prez's 5-1 prediction, because you hit some of these last year.
I do
on PuckTime. Yeah,
I know
you did. So yeah.
But guys, I'm going to peg the question to you guys right now.
You know why I hit them? Read my sales pitch, Andrew. What's the first sentence?
Just a legend. Just a legend. But guys, is the Oilers' biggest problem right now their scoring or their defense?
The Oilers' biggest problem
is the other
in the past.
Well, I'm just saying, like right now, like it's they've scored 1 goal, 2 goals, and 0. Yeah. I'd be more concerned about their defense than their offense. I think anyone likes the Oilers, just take the full game over. They're going to give up 1 or 2 or 3 goals maybe tonight. I like the full game over here, guys. Over 6.5. -105. Yep. It was -135 against the Flames, and it finished 4-1. Now we're getting -105, so it's shaded towards the under in this spot. And I think it takes 2 to tango with an over, and I think that we're going to see the Flyers get at least a couple. Unless the first win of the season for the Oilers is going to be just an absolute shutout. But based on what I've seen so far, the Oilers couldn't shut out the 3 of us. So I think the full game over is where I'm going to go here, but I expect goals for both.
5-2, 5-2. Carm, put another pizza slice.
Oh, you can. 5-2 is paying 14 to 1 on that plus 1,400. But Andrew, I think it is the defense because, and I'll equate something that I mention a lot when talking about like European football, soccer. It is down the spine. If your spine is solid, you'll play well. It's not just having forwards; it's having a good midfield, good defenders. You play from the back out. The Edmonton Oilers, their defense have been scrambling in their own zone, so by the time they pick up the puck, there's pressure on them. They're not getting it to their guys up front. They're not clearing the zone and moving the puck out. The defense is hindering the offense, and that has to change. And they've been talking about it since the last game. The post-game clips of listening to the players talk, their interviews the next day is they've got to be better defensively in order to be better offensively. So recognizing is one thing. It's almost like the 12 steps. The first step is recognizing what the problem is and then going from there. So we'll see if that happens tonight, Andrew. 12 steps. Let's see if the Oilers can hit step number 2 tonight and get victory number 1 tonight.
One thing I know is it's always fun watching Oilers games. They're always back
Yeah.
and forth. They're always
Oh,
action
yeah.
packed. It's really fun to watch. The amount of times
You
you see
hear
Connor McDavid
Quenville?
almost score a goal.
You hear Quenville? They're talking about Quenville coming to Edmonton.
Yeah, that
No,
would
not a
be.
chance.
I
Not a chance.
don't know. I don't know.
Won't happen.
I think
That'd be tough.
he's the best coach in hockey, and he doesn't have a team. And man, would he be incredible?
I thought your favorite coach was John Cooper.
No, I like Michael Keaton, and he's amazing. I think he's a top 3 coach, but no, Joel Quenneville's the best coach in hockey. But that's okay. Yeah, I'm gonna shut up now.
Prez, you know what? You're already talking. Why don't you give us a promo and best bet? Unless Carm has a problem with that. You're good? All right, let's do that.
No.
Okay,
that's where I was going.
Well, yeah, we'll let him keep
Thanks
going.
for having me, boys, on the show. I really appreciate it. Thanks for the hard work you guys do. I'll give you my promo first. Guys, this is the promo of promos. Like, all promos called, and they're like, I want to be like this promo. Basically, in a nutshell, over the last 35 years of sports betting, I've built my reputation on 2 sports, NFL and NHL. In the last few years, my college basketball and NBA have been lights out. But over decades, it is NHL and NFL. And I asked head office for a buy one, get one free promo. They came through about an hour ago. It's up on my page. If you buy a month of my NHL, you get a month of my NFL for free. If you guys have never played my NFL, I literally give a full analysis on every single game on the board. Nobody else does that. I give you my client bets plus at least 5 pages of information across the board. This is a buy one, get one free offer. Buy a month of my NHL, get a month of my NFL for free. It's $179. It is as good a promo as you can get. Please join me for these sports. Okay. I like Nashville in regulation tonight, Andrew. And I really like this Nashville team. I think this Nashville team is going to be deadly. I think that Trotz did an unbelievable job putting together a team this past offseason. And they put up 42 shots against Detroit last game. They allowed Detroit 21 shots. They were snake bitten. They lost 3-0. But they showed us that they're a team that is coming together chemistry-wise. You don't get 42 shots on goal and hold an opponent to 21 if you're a bad hockey team. This is a team that has lost 2 in a row. They played great against Dallas, lost 4-3. They could have won that game. Again, totally dominated Dallas shooting-wise, 36 shots, 420 against. Nashville in regulation is the play at minus 120.
I am muted. Great stuff there, Prez. I get so anxious I want to talk. I just mute myself, cut myself off. The mic gets turned off. Nashville in regulation for Lawrence Presman tonight. And guys, make sure you get his 5% play, just $5 today. Same thing for my play, same thing for Carmine's plays, all just $5. Prez, and do yourself a favor, whatever you're doing at your hockey game tonight, don't play like Marner or Matthews in game 7. Play like them in the regular season. Try to avoid playing like any guys in game 7. All right, Carm, over to you, brother. What do you have today for the best bet? I got to say, I'm not trying to piss off our audience, but the amount of comments that we had saying, where's the best bet segment? We've been giving you guys like 3 or 4 picks every single day. These guys, I'm gonna give you guys breaking news, and people might not want to hear this. All the picks I give out on this show are probably going to be relatively the same amount that I like. All of the picks that especially the low volume approach that I'm doing at WagerTalk right now, my best bets are the paid
You have
picks.
like 300 bets for your clients.
These are the same.
What low volume approach are we talking about, Andrew?
If I gave out 10 picks last Thursday, I could have gone 9-1, but I went 2-0. I'm going to low volume like you, Prez. 1 pick a day, 2 picks a day. It's an NHL thing. But I'm just telling you guys, the best bet segment, we like these picks, but we don't love them way more.
Hand in the air.
Andrew.
I want to say that Andrew is the number one handicapper. You're the number one handicapper so far in NHL this year. Number one handicapper. You have released 27 plays. You've done incredible. I'm proud of you. I wouldn't call 27 plays low volume, but I'm proud of you nevertheless.
27 plays. That's false.
He's probably looking at preseason maybe as well.
16 and 11. Oh, is there preseason in there?
I don't know.
I'm 8-3 on the season in the NHL. 8-3.
Andrew, every time Prez is on, I go to my wife and I'm like, I need to borrow your emotional support fries, which are the emotional support fries. I keep them. Emotional support fries. Because sometimes we need comfort when we feel uncomfortable. With that said, so Andrew, a couple plays up in the NHL tonight. 2-0 sweep last night. Montreal Canadiens. We faded them. I knew Montembeault couldn't be as good as he has been in the first couple of games. Pittsburgh gets 6 last night, and of course, the first period over Detroit and the Rangers. So a little bit of luck there, but I'll take the luck anywhere we can get them. At the end of the day, they're W's. 2 plays up in afternoon Nations League. 2 plays I really like. They go this afternoon at 2:45. 2 plays in NHL. My $5 customer appreciation play is a Saturday play. It's the decision day in the MLS. Final weekend of MLS soccer before the playoffs kick off. Absolutely love this play. It's a 5% play, and you get it for only $5. My free play, I'm going to go back to the Edmonton and Philadelphia game. I talked about, I think this is, you Canadians will know this phrase, the TSN turning point for the Edmonton Oilers. It is a game in which can turn around a season, and the season is very young. It's only 3 games into the season. Oilers should get a big win tonight. At the very least, once they score 4, this play wins. So Oilers over 3.5 minus 135 is your best bet on this show. And Andrew, give us a best bet and close it out.
Love that team total, Carm. Let's cash these guys. Let's have a 3-0 sweep on the team total or on the best bets here. Again, guys, 5% play NHL, first one of the season. We cashed 2 5% plays in the preseason. This is our first one in the regular season. Best bet for me, we're going underdog here, and we're going Vancouver Canucks tonight. They're also a winless team in the Western Conference, and I think they're going to get their first win of the season tonight against the Tampa Bay Lightning. They haven't played since Friday. This Lightning team, but I feel like they're going to be a little satisfied after their win against Carolina. The Canucks are a very deep team, so I have no worries about them playing on the road, and I love this price for Vancouver at plus 110. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and as Prez mentioned, please show us some love and hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, comment below to let us know what you are betting on. On behalf of the whole PuckTime gang, I'm Andrew McGinnis. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.